happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. So we got another huge update. You guys can probably already tell that it is going down. Just by that title alone, you guys are definitely going to want to check this one out. So we got that superstar CNN host Scott Jennings once again silencing Abby Phillips on her own show as he explains to her that due process only exists for U.S. citizens, guys. I'm excited to get into this one, so we're not straight into it. All I ask that you guys please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. Without further ado, let's get straight into it, folks. Check this one out.
When she said, well, maybe 5% was misspent or 10%, I mean, we're talking about the federal government here. I think that's a little naive to think there's only 5% of waste in the federal government. So what Elon is doing, I think, goes well beyond just, the need to cut minor here and there. But on the issue of spending money, I don't know why we're denigrating money being spent on politics. Like, politics is a noble endeavor. It's worthwhile for people with ideas to engage in the political process. She acts like that you have to give it all away to charity. I think politics is a worthwhile expenditure, whether you're a small dollar donor who are boosting some of these Democrats right now, or whether you're a billionaire. These are all people who care deeply about the future of the country. They have different values. They have different ideas about how it should go, but they're all investing their resources as they see fit. I don't see anything wrong with investing in your own speech, truthfully.
I don't think she's claiming. Maybe it's not. Elon hasn't produced evidence of even 1% of waste in the government. Not even one.
I dispute this idea that Elon Musk has some outside. I mean, he's not the president. He was not on the ballot. He supported the president, and as a supporter of the president, it's his right as an American, as a patriotic American, to engage in helping the person that he supported. He's a temporary government employee. He will be gone soon. But there's no question that the net benefit of Elon Musk to this country, to this president, and to this government is vast, both on the private side and in his ideas about kickstarting a conversation about reforming our government, which is in sore
Social Security. If this president and this administration can accuse somebody of being a terrorist, then accuse any one of us of being a terrorist and do with us what they will. There's due process that exists in this country for everybody. And the fact that this man had received no due process, he was effectively disappeared to a foreign country, a country which he came from, which he was basically he got asylum.
Country. He lives there.
Excuse me, no, he does not live there.
He's a citizen of El Salvador.
Scott, excuse me, he got asylum in this country.
He's a citizen.
Scott,
does he have asylum?
Excuse me, let me finish.
No, he doesn't.
No, it's not that sorry. It's not that he got asylum. He got a judge to say that he could not be.
Does he have a deportation order?
Excuse me, he could not be. Can you let me finish? He could not be rendered back to El Salvador because he was at risk of being harmed in El Salvador. That is what a federal judge. That is what a federal judge.
By who? No, who was he at risk of?
Excuse me. That was what a federal judge said. He could not be deported. Who could he be at risk by? I don't know.
But a rival gang.
No, excuse me. Scott. Excuse me. Stop. Do you really believe that this guy's an MS-13 member? Because
I've got two heads of state telling me that they.
No. Okay. Your heads of state. Okay. Barack Obama said.
Can I ask the question of you two, since you're so passionate about this? If the United States brought Garcia back, would you support the administration arresting him and sending him to another country that would have him? Because I don't think there are many that would. Yes or no?
I would support if he had due process and that were the case. Yes.
Well, then you should. Well, he's already got a deportation order. So you're saying that when he comes back and Donald Trump sends him to Gaza, you're going to come on and say this was great.
Why would he go to Gaza?
I don't know. You tell me who's going to take him. You think France is going to take him? I don't know.
Look, we got to leave it there.
Oh my goodness, guys, it's hard to keep it all together. Scott Jennings is just owning them with all the facts. I mean, who is this guy in danger of in his home country? A rival gang. A rival. Well, that means that he is in a gang himself. The opposing gang is who he's been running from. They're saying, well, he got deported to El Salvador. He wasn't supposed to be there. This is his country, his hometown. He's at home now. Leave us alone with that. Let's get back into it. Scott Jennings is absolutely having a field day with these hosts.
Have they met college students? Do they realize that when you're 18, what you think at 18 might change between 18 and 21?
According to the latest polling, 18 to 21-year-olds are some of the most conservative people in the country.
I think that is exactly.
So how is it that Harvard finds every non-conservative 18-year-old in the country?
Well, Scott, you've been to Harvard too. You know that there are conservatives at Harvard.
But
you also know
I was treated like an exotic zoo animal when I was there.
But you also know that undergrads change their viewpoints over time. Why is the government coming in and saying,
like Harvard
why is the government coming in and saying, well, oh, if you don't admit this many conservatives, and then by the time you graduate, oh, what if there are fewer conservatives? Oh no, is Harvard going to lose their funding? What's going to happen, Scott?
Look, I don't think you can set quotas for ideological testing or whatever.
That's what they're asking
That's
for.
obviously not what's going to happen. What I think this is all about goes right back to the issue of what these colleges allowed to happen on their campus, both in terms of admissions and in terms of the way Jewish students were treated. He also said Harvard should apologize, and I agree. They ought to apologize to these Jewish kids that got terrorized after October the 7th, and they ought to apologize to the Asian students that were discriminated against.
I think from my perspective as a conservative, there really is a real battle going on in the country right now between liberalism, conservatism, and which of the two ideologies will lead the country into the next 50 to 100 years, particularly as we look at China and what their advancements and developments are in terms of usurping U.S. lead globally. And I am not certain that every single liberal institution that's an Ivy League, I don't think they've really done enough to have intellectual diversity of thought on a litany of topics. I mean, these places are really breeding grounds for some of the most
don't you think that the race,
in my personal
race against China is not being fought on the grounds of domestic political discourse?
I would disagree with
the scientific labs. It's in the AI labs. It's in the research.
I think culture matters.
Oh yeah, I
think customs of behavior matter. I think norms matter. All of those things matter in terms of the health of a society.
If China is going to lap us economically and technologically, it is not going to be because there are 5 more Republicans at Harvard. It's going to be because there is no research.
But you know why they also usurp us, Abby? Because the customs of behavior, the norms, the traditions, the values that they value matter in terms of their success as a people.
That is a whole.
When we're lessening the importance of those things in our own country.
I love that
That's
conversation.
Why
We got to go, but
do matter. Start at a foundation. The guy came into the country in 2011 illegally. That's a federal offense, violation of Title 8. Ellie, correct me if I'm wrong. A judge did say a couple years later, I believe 2019, that you can be deported. Now, not to El Salvador, but you indeed can be deported somewhere else. And so I'm not opposed to bring him back, but he has to go somewhere else. This notion that people are entitled to break the law, stay in our country with no recourse doesn't make any sense to me. There are very few countries, there are very few countries in the globe, literally, I looked this up, very few numerically speaking, countries that will allow you to violate their immigration laws and say, oh, well, I'm going to stay because of whatever reason, and then they don't have a recourse to remove you. That just doesn't make any logical sense to most people out there.
This is a big red herring, right? Because you guys, it is, because you guys keep talking about the fact that he could be deported somewhere.
The judge said that.
He was specifically not to be deported to El Salvador.
I don't disagree with that.
Where did this administration?
I literally just said that. I just acknowledged that.
Where did this administration?
I just acknowledged that.
Where did this administration deport him to? El Salvador.
And I literally just said, bring him back and send him anywhere else. That's fine.
Let me let Ellie get it.
AOC has returned yet again to be, at least right now, what appears to be the future of the Democratic Party. Julie, I don't know if you would disagree being a Democrat.
I agree with you, actually.
But from our vantage point as Republicans, we would love that, because I think most American voters, especially those who self-identify as independents, are probably to the center of the left or to the center of the right. They're not extremist progressives. And so if the Democratic Party want to go down that path, I think it's going to bode well for Republicans in terms of our electoral success.
Yo, there we have it, guys. Oh my goodness, the level of ignorance that we see on display. These CNN panels never fails to amaze me. Good thing we've got that superstar Scott Jennings, his partner in crime, Sir Michael, to bring these ladies back to reality a little bit. I mean, this whole Abrego Garcia, the defense of a known MS-13 gang member, it just blows my mind that they keep saying, bring him back, bring him back. The judge that even ruled the set, turn the plane around, we need him in this country. This guy's a known criminal. And especially when you start to read this guy's long rap sheet, the things he's been implicated for, I mean, woman abusing, trafficking, crossing the border illegally, being a known gang member. Like, the list goes on. It makes no sense why folks want to go up to bat, vouch for him. We're even seeing Democratic senators flying over to El Salvador demanding the release and the return of Abrego Garcia, saying, hey, I'll take him back with me. We're going to smuggle him back into the United States. No, that is not the case. This guy is exactly where he needs to be. We had 2 separate courts ruling that he could be deported. And he was here illegally. I mean, no matter if he had some sort of threat back home or not, this guy brought that all upon himself. And I just don't understand how these folks on the left keep trying to paint the picture, pushing there to say this is the Trump administration's fault, when this guy did it all on his own. He got himself in over his head with trouble and then tried to flee, get away from the heat by sneaking into the United States, and then he got caught. Now he's getting sent back to where he belongs, his country. I truly don't know when these loonies on the left will give that narrative a break, but until then, we're going to get tons of entertainment and laughs because Scott, Jennings, Sir Michael are not going to stop. They're going to keep owning these folks with reality checks left and right, y'all. Definitely out in the comment section. Comments are open. I'm excited to hear what you guys are thinking about this. Also, make sure you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next week.